when I was born, I was raised with my grandmother, so she played like a huge part of my life. Very positive person. It was just an amazing childhood, you know. My grandmother had ended up getting sick with like dementia, and she could no longer care for me. I was coming home from school and my grandma was just like bawling her eyes out. I'm like, what's wrong? She was like, they took you from me, they took you from me. And I'm like, who? Like, what's going on? And she's like, you have to go live with your mom. I'm like, what? Yeah, I was around 11, 12. And I stayed with her for I think about 10, 11 months, and it didn't feel like a home. And so it was hard for me to adapt, and it was hard for her because like I was defying her because I thought that it would make me be able to go back to my grandma's, but it didn't go that way. I ran away a few times. I was in ACJC, YSC for a couple days. And it's not even that she was a bad parent, it's just she wasn't my parent.
I was essentially volunteering at Wardsville's alternative school here in Allen County, and I met her while volunteering.
I was troubled, and I had a lot of built up anger and rage and sadness and confusion about what was going on. So me acting out was ways for me to cope with it. Like,
why are you acting up in class? You know, why did you show up late to school? Why didn't you go to school? These are things that the Youth Service Bureau, we know these are just small indicators to bigger issues. And yet, you know, at times they're penalized for that, and they're not seeing the root causes and reasons why.
So I ended up in foster care. I didn't understand why I was going to foster care. Because like my caseworkers had just came to the door like, oh, we're taking you, like you're going to foster care. And I'm just like, what? Like at that point in my life, I'm like, I'm young. So I'm thinking, you just need a house. You need food in your house. You need your parent to be able to take care of you, running water. And I'm just like, I have all of that here. You don't need to take me. Like, you can put me on house arrest. Like, I promise I'll go to school. I promise I'll be good. Like, but that was never the case. It was just, my mom wasn't fit for whatever. And here I am at the doorstep of change, like all over again. I'm still trying to process why I'm not living with my grandma, like, and oh, you're gonna stay here now. That didn't work out, so I'm gonna move you here. And then I just keep bouncing and bouncing. And all of that was just, it takes a toll on you.
We have this idea of resiliency being such an amazing thing in kids. And it is to a point. But I think what sometimes gets overshadowed is that they're still kids. And you should only be so resilient as a kid.
I think I lived with 7 or 8 foster families. And I just needed stability. Like I needed to be loved and to be cared for, and I never experienced that. When it came to my senior year, I just like really had stopped caring about school. Like I'm like, okay, well, I have enough credits, but they aren't the ones that I need to graduate. So, so I'm failing math by a lot. I'm failing English, but I'm good at English, so that doesn't make any sense. And I just went to talk to him and Mrs. McFadden, and they're like, well, we can do this for you. Like, we can help you through this. And they did. I got my diploma because these two kept me pushing. Like, literally the last, like, 2 weeks of school, they're like, they stayed on me. Like, did you get this done? Did you do that? Did you do that extra credit right there to get your grade up? Did you do this? Did you do that? They're like, you're going to graduate. You don't have no choice but to graduate. Like, you've come this far. You cannot drop the ball. You have to do this.
We definitely want to foster and inspire those that we work with to whatever path that they're on to keep moving forward. Okay, and to be able to just, you know, be the catalyst to making them reach those goals, as well as the consistency to keep aspiring for those goals, whether it be long-term or short-term.
So I pushed and I pushed. With their help, got my diploma. And that's a lot. Like, it's not a small thing to me. Graduating high school was like one of my biggest accomplishments in life because, like I said, staring at my childhood self, I did not ever think that I would get to where I am right now.